This is James. James is 15. He likes football and cooking. James's dad just found out that James sometimes hurts himself deliberately, and he's worried about it. James's dad asks school for help, and it's agreed that a mental health professional will do an assessment. A psychosocial assessment is conducted. This aims to identify personal factors that might explain James's self-harm. They ask about his social situation, his psychological state, his experiences past and present, and the emotions that he's experiencing, such as helplessness or depression that might be overwhelming him. This is Joel. Joel is also 15, but he likes rugby and loud grime music. Joel's dad has seen Joel hurting himself sometimes, and he's worried about it. Joel's dad also asks school for help, and it's agreed that a lead professional will do an assessment. A behavioural assessment is conducted. This looks into the triggers around Joel's self-harm, what happened just before he starts hurting himself. It asks about the environmental factors, what events or situations might be making the behaviour happen. And it asks about the function of the behaviour, what might Joel be avoiding or gaining through self-harm. James and Joel are both hurting themselves, which tells us that they both need some help. But their assessments are very different. James's assessment asks about his whole life, his life experiences, his emotional and mental state, his past and his present. Joel's assessment focuses on the here and the now. What happened before and after Joel hurts himself? Why would James and Joel be assessed so differently? James's whole life, his experiences, thoughts and emotions are considered in his self-harm assessment. But for Joel, his assessment only asks about what happened just before and just after he self-harms. What about Joel's experiences? His psychological state? His emotions that might be overwhelming him? Why are these factors discounted for Joel and not considered to be relevant? Joel has a learning disability. My research asks, what are the emotional experiences of people with severe and profound learning disabilities who self-harm? It is time to consider the whole life. A learning disability is not an emotional disability.